Hey everyone, it's Mr. Davis here for another draw along. I have a pretty simple draw along for us today, but if you want to enhance it, if you want to draw more stuff, that is okay. And I'll show you where you can do that. Today you're going to need 3 pieces of white paper, so get those ready. And we're going to make pop-up cards. Now I know there's not a lot of people you can give cards to right now, but you could give them to someone in your family, in your house. If you're thinking about sending it through the mail, just be careful, look into it, make sure that's safe at the moment. But I will show you how to create them. So the first thing we're going to need to do is take one sheet of paper and we're going to fold it in half this way. And we're going to fold it again so that it makes a smaller rectangle. You can open it back up and you should have a crisscross with 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. Now if you want, you can make sure that you can see the crisscross. You don't need to do this, but feel free to take a Sharpie marker or any type of marker and just show yourself where that line is. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. And with our 4 spots, we're going to be coloring these. So I was thinking you could either make an artsy pop-up card with some globs of art supplies, paints, and stuff like that. Or we could take it and we could make some flowers out of it, make it kind of more of a spring pop-up card. If you want to go in your own directions, draw something on here, you can cut it out, that's fine. But I'm going to be sticking with my coloring. So I'm going to bring out a couple markers, and maybe let's make it 3 markers. I know I always tell us in class not to doodle, or not to doodle, just kidding, not to scribble. I love when you doodle, but we try to avoid scribbling usually in the classroom because it usually means we're not thinking so hard about what we're making. But right now, if you're doing either the art blobs or the flowers, I want you to scribble, break out. Now, I usually start with my light colors because the thing with markers is if I go over my light colors with a dark color, like this, it's darker than my yellow, I won't see any yellow on here. But if I started with orange, and I know some of you have probably had this happen before, sometimes it makes my yellow marker a little bit orange. So I usually start with my lightest ones first. Pink is about as light as orange. I don't think it's going to get messed up by the orange at all. Alright, so I've scribbled in 1 square. Now I'm going to come up with a different design in my other square. So maybe I scribble differently. Maybe I go side to side. Maybe I make some kind of stripes with it. You really don't have to be very careful for this part. If you want to, you can. If you want to carefully draw a rainbow or something like that, that'd be awesome, go for it. Definitely do not have to be careful. Got my markers. I also have some crayons. And one little piece of advice, I always do my markers before my crayons. Crayons are made out of wax. Markers do not like drawing over wax. It's not good for them. So if you want to make a design with both crayon and marker, start with the marker. Go over it with crayon. That came out a little bit lighter than I wanted. So I'm just going to add some more designs in there. Why not? Why not? Okay. This one, I think I'm going to do all crayon. And maybe I want kind of a loopier design. Make some loopy lines. Loopy, loopy, loopy. Maybe this side I'm gonna do some zigzag lines. I just wanna let you know, you might hear some buzzing outside. We have some people chopping off tree branches that have gone astray. So you might hear that outside. So I'm gonna come up with a new design in here. Looks pretty wild. And I think I want one more of marker and crayon. So maybe for this one, I'll make kind of a spiral shape like that. Maybe I can make a zigzag line in my spiral. You do whatever comes to you. And I think over top, I'm gonna take some yellow and just go back and forth over the whole thing. I'll show you what we're gonna do with these in just a minute. So this is step one of our pop-up card. And I'm thinking already these are looking like flowers to me, parts of flowers. So that is probably what I'm gonna use them for, but I'll show you both ways we can make it. The next step is going to want to take some scissors and cut along those lines you drew. So you're gonna cut it out so that you have 4 different small pieces of paper. All right, set those aside for a minute and we're going to make the card. So the card, all you have to do is take one of your white sheets of paper, fold it once this way. I like going the wide way, folding it the wide way, because if I do it the long way, my card is thinner. I have less room to write and draw. So I'll do it the wide way, fold it, make that seam, and then where the fold is, not where the flaps are, the side with the fold is the side we're going to make a few little cuts on. So you don't want to cut all the way if you have big scissors, maybe halfway, but you want to do 1, 2, that's going to hold one of those, 3, 4, give yourself a little room, that's going to hold another. You can make some shorter ones, 5, 6, that's going to hold another design. If you rotate it and make some shorter and some longer, it can really help. 1, 2, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's actually good if some of these lines are a little bit longer than others, so I might make this one a little bit longer. Now this is the cool part. So now we're gonna take 2 of these, pop them out like this, and kind of pull on it, like you're saying, come here. You pull on it, you close the card, and all of a sudden you have a little stage for our flowers. So the next one, I take another 2. Now I don't want to do the 2 right next to it. I'm going to take another 2, and I'm going to pull it like you're saying, come here. I'm going to shut the card like that. The next one, I'm going to take another 2, pull it like you're saying, come here. Shut the card. It's a little awkward, but now I have 1, 2, 3 platforms, and the last 2 here, I have a little space between each platform. You can see I'm gonna pull on the card like I'm saying come here, and I'm gonna smush it just like that. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 platforms where I can put my flowers. Now we're gonna put that aside. So now we are going to make our flowers. If you're ready. Now, you don't have to do just flowers. Remember, we were talking about you could do art splatters. So take one of your designs, fold it in half, fold it in half again, and we are going to cut around the outside. You can do whatever kind of design you want. I like making it a little bit round. And then open it up. And I have a nice flower design. Now that might fit in there, or I might need to make it a little smaller. So if I need to make it a little smaller, all I do is fold it back up again, make my same curvy design like that. Now I have a flower that can fit right on there. Now you could always do the inside of a flower with a Sharpie if you want. Like that. It's not super good to go over crayon with Sharpie, so you might want to use crayon for that part. It's up to you. But there I have one flower that can go on a platform. Let's do another. Maybe this one I want to do an art splatter. So for my art splatter, maybe I just fold it in half. And again, you want to be cutting on, starting with the folded side, not the flappy side. So then I'm just going to cut some wavy loopy lines like that. Make a nice splatter, and when it shows on the other side, I don't know if you remember this from class, but that is called symmetry. When it's the same on both sides, you get a design that is symmetrical. So I'm going to fold this one in half. One of my favorite designs that is symmetrical is a heart. So again, I want to cut on my foldy side, not my flappy side, but I want to make kind of a teardrop shape. So it starts pointy, gets round at the end, like that. A nice artistic heart there. So I have a heart, a paint splatter, a flower. I'm feeling spring, so I'm going to make one more flower. So I'm going to fold it up again. I'm going to fold it twice, because that's how I like to do my flowers. And then right around the outside, this one I'm going to make a little bit more zigzag. Like that. There we go, that's a nice flower shape. And you saw last time I went over it with the marker. Instead, I could pick a dark crayon for the inside. Maybe I want to give it kind of more of a design, like it's got seeds in it or something. That's up to you. So now I have 4 things I can stick into my card. So I hope you have a glue stick nearby. Some wet glue will work fine, especially if you're really careful with it. I'm going to take my glue stick. I'm going to decide where I want my flowers. I'm going to stick a little glue on there. Stick it to the platform. I think I want the flowers on the ends. So I'm going to stick a little glue here. Stick it to the platform. Like that. I want to make sure it closes and opens without getting stuck in this one. So that's why I closed and opened it back up. I think I'll probably have to put my tiniest shape here. So I'm going to do the heart right here. And the small one, if you can see. Stick it there. And you'll notice I'm sticking them on the front, not the top of the platform. But the good thing about glue sticks is they're pretty forgiving. They can let you pull pieces off and stick them back on. So now I have a paint splatter, I have a heart, I have a couple flowers. I think I have a pretty nice pop-up card. Now if you want to make it even more interactive, you could draw the stem of the flowers, right? Color that in. Maybe I make the stem this nice teal color. Color that in. So I've got some spring happening here with my 2 flowers. Maybe if I have this ink splatter here, I could do a paintbrush down here. Mr. Davis's paintbrushes are never all the way clean, so that pink one looks pretty nice. So maybe that's the tip of the paintbrush. And I like my heart, but maybe I want to turn it into a heart balloon. So I put a little tie on the bottom and maybe a nice kind of purple balloon bit there. Sometimes they have those little streamer things on there. You could write something nice on the top for someone in your family or whoever. Shut your card. Now the last step. You see these notches here? Some people like them just fine. Some people want to seal them up. So if you want to seal them up, that is what our third piece of paper is for. So I can take it, fold it in half like I did my other one. It should fit right into there, like this. And now with it right into there, I peel back one sheet. I put some glue just around the edge. You don't need to do the whole thing. I'm usually kind of sparing with my glue. So I'm going right around the edge. I'll do a little on those notches. Whoop, stuck. Make sure it fits right back in there. And all you have to do is shut it. Same with the other side. So now I go over to the other side. Go right around the edge with my glue. Add a little bit to my notches. Shut it. You could put a heavy book on there if you really want to keep it flat. Or if you're feeling artistic, you could just flip it right over. Make a nice design on here. Maybe you write a nice message. Happy spring. Oh, I'm out of room. Oh, I still do that. So hopefully this gives you some inspiration for a nice happy card you can give to somebody. I'm sure they would appreciate it. You could even draw something on the front, draw something on the back. Sometimes when I was a kid, I used to like putting little logos on the back. So I would put something like, you know, my face, my artwork, some little title. You can experiment, but I've got a nice message. I open it up and I've got a really nice card for somebody who I care about. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you get to make something creative out of it. I hope yours look beautiful and pop up. And if they don't, just try it over again. It's all about taking chances, making mistakes. Well, I hope you had fun. I miss all of you. I hope to talk to you soon, and take care. I'll catch you next time.